Welcome, 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 cacaoistas, to our new moon cacao ceremony. I'm Sorrel. I am a medical herbalist, a cacaoista, shamanic practitioner, and teacher. And it's my job today to guide you through the process of cacao ceremony. And I will be working with cacao and also with gongs and the process of shamanic journeying to weave together a ceremony which I hope will help to awaken your shamanic consciousness, to help you to connect with spirit in a way that's healing and transformational for your life. I have a particular shamanic journey that I want to guide you on today, and it's inspired by my recent trip to Peru, where we went up into the mountains. We went up all the way to Machu Picchu or Machu Picchu and other mountains as well, where we were told about the spirit of the mountains. They call the spirits of the mountains apus. Not every mountain has a spirit attached to it, but the majority of the ones that we visited had a spiritual consciousness and a name attached to it. And so when you work with the spirit of a mountain, you need to go with the intention of being in a reciprocal relationship. It's not just about taking, it's about being in partnership with that spirit. And so I want you to go with that in mind when you journey, and I'll remind you of how to do that when we're actually in the journey practice. So let's explain a little bit more about how we're going to do our ceremony today. I hope that you have your cacao already prepared, your ceremonial cacao, if you're indulging in some cacao today. I've already had my cacao so that I can be in the right frame of mind, the right state of consciousness to guide you in the cacao ceremony practice. And I'll be inviting you to drink your cacao very shortly after we have cleansed our energy and then called in the directions and offered our cacao to those directions as well before we drink it ourselves. And whilst you're drinking your cacao, I will explain to you the process of shamanic journeying that we're going to go on today. So let's begin by cleansing our energy field. And we're going to do that just by using our hands. You may wish to use some smudge, some smoke, some feathers, some flower waters, whatever works for you. But I'm going to show you this method, which is a Kiro shaman method of cleansing the energy field. We have 3 layers that we're going to work with. The outer layer of our luminous energy field, which is like an egg shape around us. The next layer is the emotional layer. And this is a layer which we, if something gets through our protective energy shield, sometimes we get a bit wobbled, a bit triggered. And then it can get into that emotional layer. And the last layer is the physical layer, when something goes really deep and starts to affect our physical being. So let's begin by cleansing the outer layer. And we do that by taking our hands in front of our heart. And we imagine that our heart chakra is opening up, and like a fountain, it's pouring love and light into this space between our hands. And we gather the energy and we scoop it up and we carry it over the top of our heads. And we open up to the universe. We share our love and light with the whole universe. And the universe showers us with love and light in return. And we gather that love and light into this giant goblet that we're creating with our arms now. And it's overfilling now. And it's pouring out all the way over the top and all the way down the sides of our luminous egg. And it's washing us clean of anything which might be sticking to our bubble. And then we give it to the earth beneath our feet, thanking Mother Earth for taking it off us. You can shake your hands, you can stamp your feet as well to really release any energy that is sticking to you. And then we come back to our heart and we allow our heart chakra to fill our hands with love and light. When we feel that's full, we can carry that energy up over the top of the head, opening up to the universe, sharing our love and light with the universe. The universe showers us with love and light, gathering that energy in our goblet, and we bring it down through the emotional layer between the outside of the bubble, the shell of our bubble, and the skin, all the way down to the ground, cleansing the emotional energy, giving it to Mother Earth. Thank you, Mama Earth, for taking that off us. Shake your hands, wiggle your feet, giving it to Mama Earth, remembering she's a powerful sorceress and she can transform a carbon deposit into a diamond. And so let her do that with any of those sticky emotions that you don't want to hold on to. Hands in front of the heart one last time. Let's fill our hands up with love and light from our heart space. Gather it, take it over the head, open up to the universe. Thank you, universe, for receiving our love and light and sharing your love and light in return. And then bringing that energy down through the physical layer now, through the head, all the way through the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the back, all the way through the torso, down through the legs, down through the feet, out through the feet, the hands, into the ground. Shaking our hands, stamping our feet, giving it to Mama Earth, thanking them for taking it off us. Now we're cleansed. We are ready to call in the sacred directions. And we do this by taking our cacao and holding it up to each of the directions. And as we're doing this, it might also be a good moment to set your intentions, which can be quite simple. As we're going to meet the spirit of the mountain, I found the mountains really protective, really reassuring, really healing. So if you'd like to invite in any of those intentions for a feeling of being safe and calm and peaceful and healed and whole, then you might like to invoke those intentions. But maybe there's something specific you're working on in your life at the moment. Maybe when you meet the spirit of the mountain, you'd like to ask them a question about the direction of your life, the path that you're on, or maybe there's something else that you're working with at the moment. So that's all good. You can set your intentions. They can be quite vague or they can be quite specific. So let's begin by facing east with our cups of cacao. So I'm going to turn my back to you. East is just in this direction. And we're going to call in together with our cacao cups the spirits of the east. Spirits of the east, we welcome you. We welcome the dawn, the rising sun, the new day. We welcome the element of fire. And we welcome this opportunity to begin again, to rebirth ourselves. We welcome the spirits of condor and eagle. Please help us to fly high up into the mountains energy today. Help us to see with the eagle eyes. Keep us under your wing and protect us as we move into this space, into the mountain space, so that we can have our prayers answered, so they can manifest in reality. Beloved ones, we welcome you and share our cacao with you today. Aho! Now we turn to face the direction of the south, if you know where that is for you. And again, don't worry if you don't remember where all the directions are. Spirit won't mind. We are sending our intentions into the south now, welcoming them to our medicine space. We welcome water, the flow of life, the warmth of the noonday sun. We welcome the spirit of Mama Snakes, who teaches us how to shed the past the way that she sheds her skin. We welcome you. We also invite you to teach us how to walk softly upon the earth the way that you do, heartbeat to heartbeat with our mother. We welcome you and share our cacao with you today. Aho. And then we turn to face the west direction where the sun sets. Beloved spirits of the west, we welcome you. We welcome the dusk and the setting sun. We celebrate how far we've already come in our lives. And we welcome in the earth and the fertility of life. We welcome Mama Jaguar. Please protect our medicine space today. And please guide us if we need to face our shadows into that realm, so that we can bring them into the light for healing and integration. And please share our cacao with us today. Beloved ones, we welcome you. Aho. Now I'm going to turn to the north direction. Facing north, we call upon the spirits of the air, the clarity of thought. We call upon the night and the bright moon shining. And we call our ancestors, those who have passed away before us, but equally those who are yet to be born. We welcome you. And we welcome the spirit of hummingbird. Hummingbird, please teach us how to trust this journey and only accept the best in our lives, the way that you only drink the sweetest nectar. Please bring us home to the dream that we're daring to dream today. Beloved ones, we welcome you and share our cacao with you today. Oh. And now we connect in with the ground beneath our feet. So you might like to drop down and touch the earth. And we share our cacao with Mama Earth and all our earth relations. And we thank Mama Earth for being our mama, for bringing us food, for giving us shelter, for all the things that she brings to us. Thank you for sharing this cacao with us today, Mama Earth. Even though we're going to share it with you, we're so grateful that you brought it to us first. And we welcome in all the plant people, all the stone people. We welcome the animals, the furry, the feathered, the finned ones. We welcome the creepy crawly ones and the slithery slimy ones. We can even welcome in the viruses, the bacteria and the mushrooms. We want to live in harmony with them. And we know that we've been out of balance. We know that we've been reaping destruction on this planet for too long now, and it's having quite disastrous consequences for us and our planet and all our relations. And so we ask our relations now to teach us a better way, to teach us how to live in harmony with them once again. Beloved ones, we welcome you. And now we can connect up with the sky, and we connect up with Father Sky, who's living all around us and above us. And we thank you for wrapping your loving arms of protection around us. We thank you for the breath of life, the winds of change, the blue skies and the grey. And we welcome you by sharing our cacao with you. And now we tune in to the cosmic realm. As we spin round, we connect up with Grandmother Moon, Grandfather Sun, the star nations, and all of the cosmic realm relations. We welcome you and share our cacao with you. And finally, by placing our hand on our heart, we connect into the infinite realm. We connect into Great Spirit, the creation force, the source energy that flows through all life. We welcome you. Thank you for connecting us up with the spirit of the apus today, the spirits of the mountains. Please help us to connect with the spirit of the mountain that we are journeying to, so that we can hear the messages that they wish to share with us today, and so that we can be in good relationship with the apus and with the mountains. Beloved ones, we welcome you and share our cacao with you. And welcoming in the apus now too, specifically calling on the spirits of the mountains, we invite you to join us in ceremony today, and we share our cacao with you. Oh. Okay, so in a traditional Peruvian style, when you connect up with the spirits of the apus, you create a despacho, which is a present that you give to the mountains. And so when we journey today, then you can take a present to the mountains too. This will be in spiritual form because we're journeying using our imaginations. We're not actually going into the mountain space unless you live in one. And so we will use our imaginations to create that gift. And maybe even we can ask the mountain beings what they would like us to give them. So I have called in the medicine wheel for you. And if you're not already aware, because I've forgotten to tell you, you can start drinking your cacao now and offering your cacao to yourself. And if you have any intentions, just hold your cup of cacao to your heart and ask your intentions to be heard today by Mama Cacao and by the beings that are joining us in ceremony. And while you're drinking your cacao, I'm just going to talk you through the practice that I'm going to guide you on before we begin the gong journey. So, just need a little sip of water. When we are visiting the mountains, they have the power to be on all three levels of consciousness. So in the shamanic philosophy, there are three layers of reality. There's this layer that we are already in together now, and there is the lower realm, which is where we often face our shadow parts, the parts which are not so well integrated into our consciousness. This is also a place where we often meet power animals, spirit, a spirit of plants. But when we journey into the upper realms, this is where we connect with our higher consciousness, our infinite soul, our spirit guides, the angelic beings. And the mountain may want us to go up, or it may want us to go down, or it may well want us to stay within the middle realm. So this is the first time I've done this kind of journey where I leave it open to you to explore which direction to go in. So I'm quite intrigued to see where you end up on this journey. So what we're going to do is we're going to imagine, I'm going to guide you with the gongs to soften into the body to get super comfortable. And then we're going to imagine that we're leaving our body through the crown chakra, like a little tiny white light that represents our third eye consciousness, is going to leave our mind, and it's going to go on a journey to a mountain within this middle realm. And so I'd like you to think of a mountain where you would like to journey to. This may be a mountain that you've been to before. And this is the way that I did this journey. I actually didn't go to Peru for this journey, but I intend to go to Peru on another shamanic journey. And I went to a mountain that I hiked up when I was 14 years old called Cadair Idris in Wales. And I met the spirit of Cadair Idris when I was up there. And the spirit took me all the way up into the top of the mountains, where they had a really deep, meaningful conversation with me, which I can share more of if you join me later for the Zoom integration circle. But I don't want to share too much detail of that now. I'd want to spend a bit more time just guiding you. And as we're doing this process, we are using our imaginations to tap into that spiritual consciousness, which is it depends who you talk to as to how they describe it. For this, it feels best to describe it as our right brain consciousness. So we have two parts of our brain. Our brain is divided into two halves, the left brain consciousness, the right brain consciousness, and they are connected by a membrane called the corpus callosum, and they work together in harmony. The left brain is very chatty. It's the part of your brain which is always giving you lists, what you need to do next, what you did yesterday, reminds you of your own name. It also helps you to walk one foot in front of the other. And the right brain consciousness is your creative brain. And it doesn't know where you begin and end. It doesn't have a consciousness of your skin. It feels as big as the universe, and it connects into the spiritual realm. It's the part of your brain which knows when somebody is lying to you. Whereas your left brain, if someone's telling you a lie, will take everything at face value and believe everything they're saying to you. Your right brain will have that inkling, that sense of, I'm not sure I trust this person. So in an ideal world, we have equal levels of right brain activity and left brain activity. And if we can use both of those levels of consciousness equally, that's what I would consider to be fully human, to be whole. Connected to the spiritual consciousness, but equally grounded in this reality with that left brain. And so when we journey with our right brain consciousness, at the end of the process of journeying, I invite you to write down everything that you've experienced in a journal so that you can integrate from your right brain into your left brain. Your left brain is the part of you which can do that writing and processing. And that way, any of the messages that come through, any of the requests that come through from this mountain being that we're journeying to meet today can be worked through. The mountain beings will sometimes give you tasks. They are very powerful beings, so don't be surprised when you meet them if they give you some tasks to do, some very practical, grounded, earth-based tasks to perform, either on their behalf or for the benefit of yourself, for the intention that you're journeying with. Okay. So it seems like a good time to begin the practice. Just before we begin totally, I will bring you home again to your body. So this is the only rule in shamanism, is that we always come home again. We always come back to our body, no matter how delicious the journey is. Even if we're just about to get the winning numbers of the lottery, then we have to come back when I call you back so that you're fully grounded in your body. We come back the same way as we left as well. So we follow the same path, and that way we bring all of ourself, all of our consciousness back into our bodies. And then we will have an integration circle after the ceremony if you want to join me for that. Otherwise, it's lovely to hear from you. I always really, really value your stories and your experience, particularly for this one today, because this is quite a new way of working where I'm leaving it open for you to explore any of those realms. When we do actually get to the mountain, I'm going to invite you to call for a power animal to be your guide as well before you meet the mountain spirit. And that guide, that animal guide, will help you to know whether you're going to go down or whether you're going to go up, or whether you're just going to stay within this realm. And let's see what happens. Okay, so let's begin. I want you to get comfortable. I want you to have your best headphones or best speakers available for the gongs so that they can sound as beautiful as possible. And I'm going to start waking up the gongs at the same time as inviting you to soften and go to sleep, go into a dreamlike state, not fully go to sleep. If we fully go to sleep, that's absolutely fine. It means that your body needed a deep rest today. But I hope that you have some energy, enough energy to do this work today. So as the gongs start to wake up, gently beginning to vibrate, let's invite our body to rest. Sending a message of relaxation from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes. Relaxing through the forehead, through the eyes, the muscles around the eyes. Relaxing through the cheeks, through the jaw. My mouth was too relaxed to even speak then. Relaxing down through the neck and the shoulders. Relaxing down through the arms, the forearms, the hands, the fingers. Relaxing down through the spine and the muscles either side of the spine. Relaxing into the chest and the rib cage, allowing your breathing to become more soft and relaxed. Relaxing out down through the abdomen now, into the pelvis, into the hips, the lower back. And now allowing that relaxation to spread into the legs, the thighs, the calves, the shins, all the way through into the ankles and the feet and the toes. Now Mama Cacao is going to begin to work through you. She's going to start to encourage your body to relax. She's balancing your serotonin and your dopamine levels in your brain to help you to feel relaxed and happy. She's going to start to awaken your heart chakra, which will allow you to see not just through your third eye, but also through your heart's eyes today. Start to melt into all the muscles of the body. Because she's full of magnesium, it can often feel like you're stepping into a bath, just softening little bit by little bit, taking away all the tension, any discomfort that's been bothering you today, just releasing. You might want to imagine it leaving through the hands, through the feet. In the Peruvian chakra system, we have chakras in the hands and the feet, so let's imagine them opening up, maybe like windows or doors, and just releasing anything that's been bothering you so you can really enjoy this journey. Mama Cacao will be moving into your bloodstream, into your lymphatic system. She'll be crossing through the blood-brain barrier to help your third eye to awaken and activate. And as she opens up that heart chakra, sometimes there's something just in the way of all the joy and all the bliss feelings coming into that space. Maybe a bit of sadness, a bit of grief, or even a bit of anger. And the gongs as well will help to shake up every cell of the body. So if there's anything that needs to be released, then that's okay. Just trust that it's going to pass. And that it's going to be replaced by a feeling of calm and peace and comfort and well-being. body's more relaxed and softening, and Mama Cacao is starting to do her magic on our third eye. Let's tune into our third eye consciousness. Let's imagine our mind is completely empty, except right in the middle you notice a tiny spark of pure white light, like a star far away in the distance. And it starts to get bigger and brighter and bigger and brighter. It starts to fill up the whole of your mind now. Starts to move into the rest of your body. It starts to move into the features of your face, into your hair. It starts to move down through your neck and shoulders, into your arms, your hands, your fingers, down through your back, your spine, through your rib cage, through the torso, through all the organs of the body, cleansing them. Down through the torso into the pelvis, down into the hips, the legs, all the way down through the ankles, the feet, and the toes. And again, as this white light moves through you, just allow it to cleanse away any heavy energies. Let them leave through your hands, through your feet. Of our body to fill up that luminous aura, to fill up the energy field that surrounds us. Now let's expand it to fill up the whole room that you're in. Let's expand it into the landscape around you. And as you feel into the landscape around you, and we're waking up our right brain consciousness and we're becoming aware of everything in the universe, let's focus our awareness on what's around us, feeling into the urban landscape, the houses, the cafes, the restaurants, different buildings that are in your landscape. Or perhaps you're more in the countryside and you're feeling into the trees and the grass, the different plants that live with you. Maybe you live by a body of water, an ocean or a river or a lake, and you can feel the ripples, the movement of the water. We can all feel the air around us, and the birds that fly through the sky, and the insects, the bees buzzing around. And we can feel the earth beneath our feet, and the roots of the plants, and the wiggly worms. Start to expand our energy even further now. Let's take it around the entire planet so we can give the whole of Mama Earth a hug. So now we're as big as the sky, and we're holding Mama Earth like Father Sky does every day in a warm embrace. And let's tune in to the mountains of the earth, and let's tell them that we're coming to connect with them, to meet with them, perhaps for the first time, that we're ready to hear the messages that they have to share with us. Shamans believe that all the wisdom of the world is stored in the peaks of the mountains. So this this is a great place to journey to if you're searching for wisdom. So let's feel into those mountains. Some may be covered in ice and snow. Some may be hot rocky landscapes. Some may even be volcanoes. And as we are this expanded right now, let's tune in to the landscape where we are going to land eventually in our journey. Where would you like to go today? Would you like to go to a mountain that you've climbed before? Would you like to journey to Machu Picchu? Would you like to go to the Pyrenees in France or the Himalayas? Maybe even Mount Everest? Choose your sacred mountain. Where are you going to go today? And now you've set your intentions to where you're going to travel. I want you to start to contract your energy so that we can focus it on just that one mountain. Let's draw our energy field back, first of all, to the landscape a mile around you. Now drawing it back to being the space, the room that you're in. Now drawing it back to being your luminous egg that surrounds you. And now drawing it back into your body so you're aware of your skin and the space that your body holds in space. And now drawing it back to being that tiny point of pure white light in your mind's eye. And now let's send our white light on a journey. Imagine that it's leaving your crown chakra and it's leaving the room that you're in. And as it leaves the room that you're in or the building that you're in, out through a door or a window, you are scooped up by a golden mist, a protective mist. It feels like you're being held under the wings of an angel, protected and guided, and you're traveling across the landscapes of the world now towards your mountain. Traveling across fields, traveling across oceans, traveling across urban environments and countryside, maybe deserts and valleys, across forests and farms, all the way to the mountain. And you see your mountain coming into view. And I want you to land at the base of your mountain today. So let's come into land now, starting to feel yourself descending, like an aeroplane coming into land. Or perhaps you'd rather be a helicopter if it's a very rocky area. Coming into land in that space. And your feet touch the ground. And maybe you've landed on grass or rock or sand. Or even a watery landscape. Maybe you're in a waterfall. And I want you to connect with the landscape that you've landed in. Start to feel the ground pushing up beneath your feet. Feel the temperature of the air where you are, noticing the time of day. Sometimes it's a different time of day to the place where we've left our body. And now we're going to call for our power animal to join us. Now you may work with a specific power animal today if you have a familiar power animal you'd like to call upon. But equally, you may just wish to call for a power animal to be your guide for today's journey. So call for your power animal. And it's also all right to have more than one with you. And notice who comes forward. as we connect with the paranimal, sometimes they can be a little bit scary. And so if you feel a little bit nervous of your paranimal, you can just ask it, are you my guide for today's journey? And you can ask it 3 times, the magic number 3, and they have to give you the truth on the 3rd answer. If they're not your guide for today, then just keep calling for them until they show up. And when they do show up, just get familiar with them. Notice what qualities they have. This may give you an insight into which level you're going to be in today, whether you're going into the lower realms, the upper realms, or the middle. And I want you to tell your paranimal about your intentions for today, that you're journeying to meet the apu, the spirit of this mountain, that you want to give them a gift, and you want to develop a reciprocal relationship with this apu. And when you're ready, you can begin your journey. And notice whether you're going up a pathway, whether you're going down, or perhaps you're going into a cave. Just following your animal to the place where you will meet the apu. The apus often appear as human beings in white clothing, but be open to what comes through for you, because your apu will appear in a form that's best for you, for your mind to understand. Now you may already know what present you want to give to your apu. Maybe it's a simple bunch of flowers, or a bottle of beer, like you'd take a friend when you go around to visit them. In Peru, they often use Coca-Cola and beer as offerings in their despacho ceremonies. So these are fine gifts to take with you. May be approaching the apu now. I want you to call out for your apu now if you're ready. Ask them to step forward. Notice what they look like. Notice how they appear to you. Then give them that gift. If you're not sure what to give them, then just ask them, what would you like as a gift? them that gift now. And I want you to be humble as you meet them. This great wise being. Now, if you would like to ask them for some wisdom, for some healing, for some protection, and spend a little time having a conversation with them and exploring this friendship. reciprocal relationship with this being. So offer yourself in service so that you can be a good friend, that the energy exchange can be equal between you. Listen for the messages. What would this being like you to do for them? It may be something practical, it may be more of an intellectual or an emotional experience. sense they're asking from you. And they may show you in words or pictures or feelings all the information that comes through in our journeys can come through in different ways. So it's good to not be too hung up on whether it's coming through visually or in some other form. And sometimes in this moment we're simply offering ourselves to awaken this connection, and this connection will evolve over time. Be open to receiving messages in your dream time, as well as during this shamanic journey today. Be open to receiving synchronicities as you walk through life, and the universe weaves together and co-creates your reality along with your intentions from today. Just to complete any work that you're doing, any conversations that you're having with the apus or with your other spirit guides or paranormals that have come through for you today. Explain to them you've got to go home to your body now. But you can come back anytime. And so now we begin the journey back to the place where we first entered this space, where the golden mist dropped us off at the base of the mountain that we've chosen to connect with today. Ask your paranormal, your spirit guide to help you back to that original place. And as you come to that original place, you notice that the golden mist is waiting for you. And so you step into it, it scoops you up and it lifts you up into the air. and starts to carry you across the landscapes home towards your body, and you can feel your body pulling you home. You can feel your connection to your body. You're connected by a cord of light, and it's pulling you all the way across the landscapes of the earth, across the mountains, the valleys, the oceans, the rivers, the farms, the fields, the forests, the urban environments, all the way back to the place where your body is resting. And you see the landscape where your body rests, and you come back to that building or that space, and you fly into it, and you see your body waiting for you, and you fly back in through your crown chakra. And you start to feel your connection to your body again more fully, feeling your fingers, feeling your toes, taking in some deep breaths, starting to become more conscious of being physical, where you begin and end again. And also, as we come back in the same way as when we wake up from a dream, it's really helpful to remember immediately as much detail as possible about your journey. So I want you to grab your journal and start writing as soon as possible, and then review that information and fill in any gaps. Sometimes we recall more when we read through that information that we've just written down to get more detail. And so before I let you go completely, we want to close our ceremonial space. So let's do that now. I've drunk the cacao, so let's do that with the rattle. And we're going to say goodbye to the 7 directions that we've called in today. We'll say goodbye to our apu friends so that we can come back to being ourselves, more grounded, more in our physical form again. And if any of you are in need to ground yourself even further, do something physical, have a cup of tea, or go and put your feet on the earth outside so that you can really feel into being a physical body again. Sometimes we can feel a bit spacey after a journey. And so let's do our closing now so that you can go and do your journaling and join me for the integration circle as well if you wish to. So let's begin in the East, and we thank our spirits of the East for joining us in ceremony today. We thank the eagle and the condor, the fire, the new dawn, the new day for joining us in ceremony, and we release you. Ho. And we call and thank and release the spirits of the South. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to the sun at the noonday time of day. Thank you to snake. Thank you to water for the flow of life. We release you. Ho. Connecting in with our friends in the West. We thank you for joining us in ceremony today. We're thanking the earth, the fertility of life, the dusk, the setting sun, and Mama Jaguar for protecting our medicine space and for guiding us through that realm and home again. We release you. And connecting into the spirits of the north, the air, the night, the bright moon shining, the ancestors, and hummingbird. Thank you for joining us in ceremony today and for bringing us home to our body, to the place that we dare to dream. We release you. Ho. And connecting in with the earth beneath our feet, we thank dear Mama Earth and all our earth relations, the plant people, the stone people, the animals, the furry, the feathered, the finned ones, the creepy crawly ones, the slithery slimy ones, the viruses, the mushrooms, the bacteria. We love you all and we release you from the ceremony. Oh, and Mama Cacao too. Thank you. And then we connect up with the sky. So we're connecting up with Father Sky. Thank you, Father Sky, for wrapping your loving arms around us and protecting us. And we release you from today's ceremony. Oh. And connecting up with the cosmic realm. We thank Grandmother Moon, Grandfather Sun, the star nations, all of our cosmic realm relations. We love you and release you. And Great Spirit, we thank you for connecting us up with the apus today. And we thank the apus for joining us in ceremony today. Thank you so much, apus, for joining us. And thank you, Great Spirit, for connecting us so that we can receive the wisdom and the connection and the friendship so that we can be in good relation with all our relations on earth, particularly the apus today. We release you. I'm thanking anyone else that came to our ceremony today, your power animals, your spirit guides, anyone else that you invoked or joined you in ceremony, thank you for joining us, and we release you. And we release you now as well. Thank you for joining me in ceremony today, and you are free to go on with your day. Thank you. And I do hope to hear about your story, your journey, how your experience went today. So get in touch or join me for the Zoom call in a moment. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in ceremony again very soon.